Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Namaskar. Welcome to Hinduism in Focus. Let us look upon Hinduism, look at Hinduism and its relevance in this 21st century. This century is very fairly young, just 16 years in this century. How relevant is this religion? Hinduism is not only the world's oldest religion, as said a few days ago, but the most enduring one. It has survived centuries of onslaught from other religions, the Semitic religions of Middle East. Even today, it is facing tremendous challenges. For any system to survive, it must be relevant to the time and needs of the moment. Can Hinduism maintain its relevance and amidst the challenges of the 21st century? This is a great question, important. It is a question on the minds of many and deserves our careful and faithful attention. I would like to share with you 4 major virtues of Hinduism, virtues which make Hinduism profoundly relevant in today's world. We may be able to just do 2 or 3, but just to reflect upon them, remember the first one, non-violence, 2, tolerance, 3, worship, 4, our life's 4 noble goals. The virtue of non-violence, according to Hinduism. On November 13, 2006, let us go in a bit of history. There was a groundbreaking ceremony in the United States of America inaugurating a memorial to the American civil rights hero, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King came from a staunch Christian family. Dr. King became acquainted with Gandhi's philosophy of non-violence, ahimsa. On a trip to India in 1959, Dr. King met with the followers of Gandhi. During these intimate discussions, he became more convinced that the non-violent resistance is the most potent weapon available to oppress people in their struggle for freedom everywhere. The world has changed significantly in the aftermath of September 11, 2001. Everyone has become more aware and increasingly appalled by the rampant incidents of brutality occurring worldwide every day. A great deal of violence is based upon the concept of the strategic necessity of retaliation, an eye for an eye. If they kill one of us, we must kill 10 of them. Contrarily, Hindus view retaliation as very unwise. Gandhi made an insightful statement to counterpoint the call for revenge. He warned the world, an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. He also declared, I object to violence because when it appears to do good, the good is only temporary. The evil it does is permanent. In a world awash in wars and conflict of every kind, Hinduism, gentleness and non-injury by thought, word and deed is more than a relevance in this century. It is a necessity for the future of humanity. The wisdom of tolerance, the second principle, the second virtue of Hinduism. The Hindu values that complements and underlies the principle of nonviolence is that of tolerance. The Hindu belief that gives right to tolerance of differences in race, religion, and nationality is that all mankind is basically good. We are all divine beings, Amritasya Putra, children of divinity, souls created by God. Hindus do not accept the concept that if some individuals are evil and others are good. Hindus believe that each individual is a soul, a divine being who is inherently good. The Upanishads tells us that each soul is emanated from God as a spark from a fire, and thence begins a spiritual journey which eventually leads back to God. From God we have come, to God is our return, the Upanishads tell us. All human beings are on this journey, whether they realize it or not. The Upanishads Mahavakyam, or great saying that expresses this is Ayam Atma Brahma, the soul is God. The Hindu practice of greeting one another with Namaskar, worshipping God within the other person, is a way this philosophical truth is practiced on a daily basis. This is taken one step further in the Vedic verse Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. Everyone is family oriented. All that we do is for the purpose of benefiting our family. We want them all to be happy, don't we? The Vedic verse that captures this sentiment is Sarve Jana Sukhine Bhavantu. May all people be happy everywhere. Certainly, the key principle of tolerance is a major demonstration of the relevance of Hindu teachings to our modern world in providing a more compassionate and universal worldview, one that embraces the growing pluralism in world societies. Effective forms of worship. That is the other virtue of Hinduism. One question being asked is, if God is omnipresent, what is the need to build temples, mandirs to worship Him? The cost of construction is quite large. Plus, after it is built, you have the ongoing cost of monthly maintenance. Couldn't all that money be spent in a better way? These are the questions. The question can be addressed in this way. Since God is omnipresent, should we be able to experience Him equally everywhere? For example, God permeates this very room. By looking intently at the room, shouldn't you be able to experience God? In theory, you should. Then again, how many of us can see God permeating this room? We have to admit that we cannot. Practically speaking, God's omnipresence, that is, He's here, there, and everywhere at one and the same time, is a marvelously subtle form of consciousness, too subtle for most of us to experience, too subtle unless we are skilled in meditation. It is too subtle for us. Let us look at the following analogies with other objects that are difficult to see. If we want to see a distant galaxy, we must go to an observatory and use a powerful telescope. To look into the nucleus of a cell, we have to go to a laboratory and use an electron microscope. Similarly, to see God, we go to the mandir and experience God through the sanctified murti of the deity. Temples, and particularly murtis within them, can connect us with that divine being because they are especially sacred. There are three sections for this. The three C's that makes us see God: construction, consecration, and continuous worship. A temple is designed and built according to strict rules laid down in the scriptures. Consecration occurs through a powerful ceremony called Kumbha Bhishekam, during which the priest, the Pandit, performs elaborate rites. Thereafter begins a routine of daily worship in these three ways: construction, the mandir, consecration of the deities, and continuous worship. The temple and the murtis within them are sanctified and endowed with potent energy. So Hindu temples, which we call mandirs in every corner of this world, offer Hindus an achievable way to experience God's sacred presence. God's presence uplifts those attending the mandir, inspiring to bring forth and perpetuate traditional Hindu culture and values. As such, the temple becomes a hub of religious life in the surrounding Hindu community, and thus is undeniably relevant to modern life. There are also the four noble pursuits of Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Artha means wealth, Kama means desire. So our securing, acquiring wealth, satisfying our desire must be through the dharmic means, through the righteous means, the right ways. And so desiring wealth through dharma, satisfying our desires, all these must lead to moksha. So these are what I call the four noble pursuits of Hinduism. So in the beginning, is Hinduism relevant? It is in this age of quarrel, in this age of wars, where people do not see eye to eye and do not see equality of religion and mankind. Hinduism is more relevant now than ever before. Please join us tomorrow once more, same time, same channel, for another in this series on Hinduism in focus. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.